Hey guys, how's it going? This is Autobot JCB here again for a brand new How to Transform video. In today's video, we're going to keep on going with the Transformers movie series because today I'm going to be showing you how to transform the 2007 Transformers Deluxe Class Bumblebee and Deluxe Class Brawl. Now, I know in a previous video I already covered Bumblebee, however, that was actually the 2008 Camaro concept model, whereas this one is the 1977 Chevy Camaro model. Just give me 1 second, and I'll actually show you a comparison between those two. We're going to move Brawl off to the side for just a moment, and we'll bring in the 2008 concept car. As you guys can see here, the concept Camaro mode is actually a little bit bigger, which I was surprised about, but you guys can actually tell quite a bit of difference. Now, for those of you who have seen the movie, you guys will obviously remember when Michaela offended Bumblebee by calling him back in by saying that he transformed back into a piece of crap Camaro. Bumblebee then turned around in the LA tunnel, drove past this Camaro, drove on two wheels, and scanned it for his new vehicle mode. I have to admit, I thought that was kind of funny, considering the fact that nobody questioned why a 77 Camaro was driving on two wheels in the middle of the Los Angeles tunnel, but it was still pretty cool. And of course, we got the reintroduction of Bumblebee right there for everybody to oogle over. All right. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go over a couple of details these guys have while they're in their vehicle mode, and then we'll get on to transformation. And then as a bonus, I will even show you a comparison between the 77 Bumblebee in his bot mode with the 2008 Bumblebee in his bot mode. So we'll get onto that later. But for right now, we're going to move Brawl off to the side, and we're going to bring Bumblebee in for a close-up. Now, like I was saying, this version of Bumblebee is modeled after the 1977 Chevy Camaro. I especially love that, just like in the movie, you'll actually see that he's got some paint faded right there. He's got a scorch mark right there. He's got some wear and tear right here. And one of my favorite lines is the fact that Shia LaBeouf's character Sam actually questions whether or not the paint was custom faded when he's talking to Bobby Bolivia when he's going to buy Bumblebee. Just like with the 2008 version, he's got the racing stripes right here and right here. I always thought that it was funny that his dad was trying to get him to buy a Fiesta with racing stripes. And honestly, I don't think that would have been as cool of a movie to see him driving around in a Fiesta compared to a Chevy Camaro. Coming down to the tires, you'll see that they, just like with a lot of the movie figures, they included the tread detailing with there. With the wheels, you'll see that they even added the ports in the rim itself that you would be able to see through to see the brake pads or whatever. Coming over to the front, you'll notice that they actually did quite a bit of detail when they put in the grille of the car. I especially love the metallic silver paint that they used for the headlights. I even love that they had this silver strip right here for the bumper. They even added it on the back and around the brake lights and everything. Overall, I think that this is a great design. My understanding is that they were trying, when the movie was coming out, they were actually rushing to get the toys out. And so the bot mode for this one didn't exactly turn out the way they wanted to. That's just what I've heard. I guess at this point, I guess I can use the word speculation. I don't know for sure. If anybody has heard anything different or anything similar, feel free to let me know down in the comments because I'm always open to learning more info about basically anything Transformers. But anyway, so there's Bumblebee. All right, so we're going to set him off to the side, and we're going to bring in Brawl. Now, I know in the movie they didn't actually call this guy Brawl when Starscream was calling for all the Decepticons to reunite. He actually said that his name was Devastator, and then of course with the toy they called him Brawl, and then in Revenge of the Fallen we actually got Devastator. I don't know why they did that, but I always thought it was weird considering the fact that everybody knows that Devastator is a combiner class Transformer. And Brawl is not even a combiner component. Now, if memory serves, Brawl's vehicle mode is, I believe it's an M1 Abrams tank, heavily modified version. I don't remember if that's actually what it is or not. If you guys know, let me know. I have to admit, I love the amount of detail on here. I love the, I like Honestly, I don't know exactly where to begin with toys like these because I love them all equally. I love the amount of detail that they put on all of these. I especially love that they put kind of the camo paint scheme right here. I love the dual turrets right here, and then he's got the two big barrels right here, and then of course the massive tank barrel. What I especially love is that this will actually fire, and when you transform him, just like in the movie, this will actually become part of his arm, so he can fire, so he can use the tank barrel while he's in his vehicle mode. Coming back over here, you'll see he's got these big gas tanks on the back, and then I don't know if these are really supposed to be anything at all. Obviously, these turn into his feet. Coming over to the side, you'll see that he's got all the tank treads, excuse me, along the side here. And I love all the little, like, you can see all the rivets and the bolts, and you can see like where you'd step up onto the tank and everything. I especially love that, and I especially love that they even added the track for the tread itself instead of just having this like as flat. And then of course he's got these wheels right down here that will actually kind of give him the illusion of that he's rolling around. And as we all saw in the movie, his intro was when he not only crashed through a fence, but then shortly after, he just rolled right over a car. Now, I have heard that there is a leader class version of this toy. I have never actually been able to find one, and I've never even seen one, honestly. But I would actually love to add that to my collection and actually do a video for you guys later on if I ever get the chance. But anyway, so there's Brawl. All right, and now here's the fun part, because now we're going to jump into transformation. So once again, we're going to move Brawl off to the side, and we're going to bring Bumblebee back in. Now, to get Bumblebee started, he actually has a little bit of an automorph gimmick. However, mine doesn't like to work. But in the instructions, it says that if you push this switch right down here, if you push it down and then pull this forward, it actually allows it to snap apart a little bit easier. But when you do, it'll actually snap forward. You know, Bumblebee's head didn't actually flip up like it's supposed to, but his head is supposed to flip out just like that, and to reveal his gorgeous baby blues and his gorgeous smile. Although he doesn't actually have a smile. All right. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to come down here. You'll see that these two round pieces right here, these are actually going to be his blasters. Now, in order to get these out, it's actually a little bit of a trick. What you need to do first is you need to actually, whoops, that was not supposed to happen. I am so sorry, guys. I did not mean to fire that. I guess we'll just go ahead and pop the other one out too. We'll fix that later. All right, so what we'll do is we're going to grab right here and right here, and we're going to pull these apart, and we're going to roll them up just like this, and we're just going to kind of roll them up out of our way, because then what we're going to do is we're actually going to go ahead and pull them off just like this, and we will be using those later on. So for right now, we're just set them off to the side. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to come right here on this lower panel right here and here, and we're going to pull these out just like this to the side, because these are going to form Bumblebee's arms. We'll go ahead and do this right here. There we go. And then with his fist, where the blaster was stored, make sure this is actually going to be this piece right here is actually his thumb. So go ahead and turn his wrist, so that way his thumb is obviously pointing in. And then he actually has a little bit of an elbow joint, which I think is pretty cool. So we'll go ahead and get his arms preset and ready to go, just like that. And there we go. Obviously, he still doesn't look like much because he doesn't have all of his detail finished, but we're moving right along. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to turn him around, and we're going to actually open the upper halves of the doors for his vehicle mode. And we'll just open that right there and open that right there. And then we're going to flip this up just like this. Now, this is actually hooked in with two little ridges, whatever you want to call them, just underneath the edge here. Just pop it back a little bit and fold it up, and it's up out of the way. And Bumblebee has his wings. All right. So now comes the fun part, because I've always had difficulties with this. But so to get his feet out, what we're going to do first is we're going to take this whole section right here, and you'll see a seam that goes all the way along right here. We're going to go ahead and fold this out and then pull it down. As we do, we're going to flip it around, so make sure you pull it down far enough, that way this edge right here has enough clearance to get out of here, out of there. We'll go ahead and flip this around just like this. And as we do, we'll bring that down, which will make those pieces fold down. And then these are the bottoms of his feet. And then we can separate Bumblebee's legs. He does have a little bit of a knee joint, just not a whole lot of articulation. But overall, I think his design, despite the fact that compared to the 2008 concept Camaro version, I actually think this is actually pretty cool. I especially love that when you fold out his chest, his headlights will actually pop out of their housings right there. Add a little more depth and details to his chest, just like that. But anyway, so there we have Bumblebee transformed and ready to go. And then, of course, with the pieces that we took off of him, we can actually bring those back in. And we can go ahead and put his missiles back in. Get them all loaded up, locked and loaded and ready to go. Now, what's nice is that you can either put these in his hand, or if you want, you can actually take them and you can take this little peg right here on these, and you can put it right into the wheel on his shoulder, and he can have his shoulder-mounted rocket launcher, just like what he had when they were fighting Brawl in the downtown Los Angeles fight, when he was strapped to the back of the tow truck that Michaela was driving. Anyway, so there's Bumblebee. And what I want to do now is I actually want to show you a comparison with this version and his 2008 version and the 2008 Camaro version. And there we go. We have both versions of the Deluxe Bumblebee. As you guys can see here, this one is way better detailed. This one's more, I don't know, blocky, whatever you want to say. Don't hate me in the comments for that one. But I will admit, I like this one just as much as this, because if it wasn't for this mode and Michaela insulting him, we wouldn't have gotten this, and he wouldn't have been a total... actually, I can't say it on the camera, but we all know what I'm trying to say. All right. So anyway, so there's Bumblebee. All right, we'll get that one out of here. And we'll move him back, because now we're going to bring in Brawl. All right. So just like I said, Brawl's vehicle mode, I believe, is that of a heavily modified M1 Abrams tank. To get this one started, it's actually pretty simple. What we're going to do first is we're going to take this whole panel right here, and we're going to pop it off the side. Oops, that was not supposed to come up like that. We're going to go ahead and disconnect it from this piece right here. We're going to bring this whole piece off to the side, bring it all the way back, and line it up just like that. And we're going to come over to the other side and do the exact same thing, just like this. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this whole section and we're going to bring it all the way out as far as it'll go. Because now what we're going to do is we're going to come down here, and as you fold this down, these pieces will actually fold up into place. We'll get them, there we go, get that going just like that. There we go. We got Brawl's head. He's already popping up and ready, trying to say hi. Now, it's entirely optional if you want to, but you can either fold these down or you can fold them in front of his chest, kind of making like an armor plate. I typically just fold them down just like this, just like what, just basically like what he had in the movie. All right. So coming over to this section right here, what we're going to do next is we're going to start by turning this section all the way around just like this. And we're going to bring these pieces up just like this and just like this, because this will actually be the top half of Brawl's back. And then what we'll do is we'll flip these down and we'll give them a quarter turn just like that. Flip it down, quarter turn. Now, these actually do rotate on their own, but they're also on a little ball joint hinge right here. So you'll want to make sure that you have the ball joint piece turning when you rotate these in order to put him on, to give him his arms. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to spin this whole section around just like this. And then, because what we'll do is when we put his back together, this piece right here will actually fit right into the groove right behind his head. All right. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to flip this panel open right here and this panel open right here. And then we're going to go ahead and grab the tank barrel. If it helps, go ahead and take the rocket out. We can always put that back in later. We'll go ahead and pull this out just like this. And as we do, we will fold out his arm on this little hinge. We'll spin the cannon around, and then we'll spin the shoulder around just like this. And then what we'll do is we'll spin this whole joint piece around just like this. So that way it is sitting out to the side just like that. So it's this piece right here. We need to spin it all the way around That way we can connect this pin right here onto the spot where it goes right on his shoulder. All right, so we'll go ahead and do the same thing over here. We'll bring his arm out a bit. We will spin his arm around, and then we will flip it over. And now what we can do is we can flip him back over, and I will put this right into here, get that seated right in there, and then we'll bring his arm up, and you'll see that this pin right here will actually fit right into this groove right here. And depending on the condition of your figure, it will actually click in. We'll go ahead and do that over here as well. Get that in, and then we'll bring his arm down and bring his arm down, just like that. Now, one thing, then also what you can do is you can actually flip out his battle hook right here. Now, this can actually spin around if you want to keep it off of him while he's just kind of sitting on your shelf. Save a little tiny bit of space so he doesn't get hooked on anything. But then with his cannon, in addition to being able to flip it around, so he has like these like little quad rocket pod thing right here. The cannon can actually slide up and down, so he can have like a long range or a short range attack, I guess. I'm not really sure. All right, so get that flipped back around. And if you push it up, it does actually click into place. Mine doesn't because mine's so old. But anyway, oh, I actually forgot something, guys. Give me 1 second. Let me fix his arm. There we go. All right. What I forgot to show you was that when you're transforming him, you'll see these pieces right here. Flip these up just like this, and then spin these around just like that. And those will actually form his legs. And then you can actually pull his legs apart. And he does have a little bit of a knee joint for a little bit of posability, which I think is cool. And get that just like that. And there we go. We have Decepticon Brawl. Oh, and also his head rotates a little bit. But anyway, so there we have Brawl. I don't care if this guy's Deluxe class or the leader class that they released for the series. This guy is intimidating, and I do not want to mess with this guy. Get his rocket reloaded. Get his arm back in there. There we go. There we go. All right. And anyway, there we have Brawl, transformed and ready to go with all of his menacing armor and weaponry. All right. Now, my understanding is that the leader class version does virtually transform the same way. Obviously, because of the size difference, there'd be a few more bells and whistles. But honestly, if I can get my hands on the leader class version, I promise you guys, I will do a video for that. I don't know how long it'll be before I can get one, but if I do, you guys can expect a video for it. But anyway, guys, so there we go. That is the 2007 Transformers Deluxe Class Bumblebee and Deluxe Class Brawl. If you guys have any other ideas for other Transformers you'd like me to try and do, feel free to comment below. Even hit that like and subscribe button and hit the notification bell, and I will do what I can to help you out as we go. And until then, bye.